Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats?
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
and whether you're joining us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your Columbus Day. Hey.
Discovered America.
Yeah, happy holidays or something. If you're not on one of the many glorious apps, remember to take your smartphone, search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download. Simply install it, search MSC Radio Network, and you are listening to us live on the go from your phone, wherever you and your precious, precious smartphone may be. Remember, of course, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. You can tweet at us at high_on_sports or with the hashtag high-on-sports. Facebook.com/high-on-sports is, you guessed it, the Facebook. And the website is high-on-sports.net. It's got the archive of all our past shows, my blog, as well as weekly contribution from our new blogger, Mark. Just going as Mark right now. We'll see what happens. We'll figure something out. For now, Mark. So
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark. What were we? We were his Funky Bunch last week.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some trademark issues. We can't use that one. I don't know.
I feel
But-
funky already.
Exactly. It's that Columbus Day spirit. Again, that is highonsports.net. All right, we have got a jam-packed show for you. It is round one. Let's go. All right, we're going to start with the Brownies and not the delicious dessert, the depressing football team. The winning streak's over. I do want there's a part of me that, and I feel like it's just the Cleveland build-up, the years of seeing a team just find ways to lose, that we are at 500. This is still not a losing football team, but just the streak ending, in my mind, it's, oh, God. Oh, no. This is how it starts. This is the first step. This is the first snowball that collects the rest of the snow and becomes an avalanche.
Honestly, well, it could be, because look at who we got next. We have Green Bay in Green Bay, and then Kansas City in Kansas City.
Yep.
I mean...
And then the Ravens come to Cleveland.
Yeah, and then we have Baltimore. So it's not like it's not like we're playing easy teams. So it's going to be one hell of a 3-game series we have going on here for us to pull
it's going to be
something off
scary.
and win.
Although I don't count this team out. I'm not saying they won't be blown out at some point this season. It happens to the best of us. Well, not all teams, but the Browns are one of the teams that could certainly be blown out somewhere. But it's just over really the last couple of years, excluding some lopsided affairs with teams like the Steelers, the Browns, especially this defense that's been building up to this level it's at right now, they keep games close.
Yeah.
At least for a while. Obviously, this was 31-17, but that final score is not
the
as
last
indicated.
touchdown was garbage minutes.
Exactly, the last touchdown was garbage, but I mean, it's just this is a team that they hang with the big dogs. I mean, even when the Patriots and stuff come to town and stuff like that, this is a team that for the last couple of years now they hang with it. I mean, last time the Steelers came to Cleveland, they won. I mean, sorry, the Patriots came to Cleveland, the Browns won.
Yep.
And they play the Patriots later this
You
year.
saw that coming.
Exactly. That was back with Peyton Hillis. Peyton Hillis and Jake Delhomme led the Browns to victory that afternoon.
Del Homie.
And now they both lead the lines in the
Wasn't
unemployment.
Hillis still with Kansas City, or did he get...
No, he's totally gone. He went somewhere else. I want to say Tampa Bay. Europe? No, he went to Tampa Bay this offseason briefly because they cut him. He's gone. He's nowhere. He plays on the same team as Tim Tebow.
As that one commercial calls them, the couch warmers.
Exactly. They are warming up some couches somewhere. I mean, what do you do in that point, I wonder? That's what's so scary about this job is we always think, like, being a football player is like, oh, like, you know, like Tom Brady, like, makes so much money that, like, if he drops money on like $100 bill on the floor, it's not worth it to pick it up. You know, like, it's not worth his time. But there are so many of these guys. Like, they say the average lifespan for especially the running back is what, like 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Because for every Adrian Peterson who keeps on trucking and everything like that, there's There's the other guy who comes in as an undrafted rookie and blows out his knee and
It's done.
is done for his life. I mean, it's just it's crazy to think about, but so we won't. We'll just think good stuff. But instead of good stuff, actually, let's talk about this. Brandon Weeden. Now, I want to come a little bit to his defense right here. Now, last week, granted, yes, I will admit, last week I said what? I compared him to the kid that eats paste in preschool.
And that was after a win.
All right, well, that's that's after a win,
That was
and now after a
terrible.
loss, I'm actually slightly defending him. Here's what here's my defense of Brandon Weeden. By the way, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He is now people say oh well, there's worse options, there's better options. He's the only option. So all these people I hear him on other shows calling in and complaining and all over the place on message boards and everything. People are just having a fit. They need to find someone else. There's got to be someone else out there. There's no one else out there. There's no one else out there that can legally come in and play yet because the next person you're going to bring in to come play is still in college right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and like you said earlier, if there was anyone, if we just went and found someone on the street, if there was someone on the street good enough, they'd already be playing somewhere. They wouldn't be
Exactly.
on the street.
There's teams out there that have no idea what they're doing at quarterback. I mean, it's Tampa Bay. That's the team I was trying to think of. I mean, they have all these issues at quarterback and everything and stuff. And I mean, if there was somebody out there, Tampa Bay, all they have now is Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon, rookie from North Carolina State. I don't feel comfortable with that at all if I'm in Tampa Bay. If there was a better option to even back you up, I'm sure a team like Tampa Bay would have gone out and signed him already. If there was some veteran out there waiting to come in and perform and stuff, there just isn't. There isn't some magical answer. Tyler Thigpen is not the answer.
No.
Vince Young is not the answer, although he did tweet something suggesting he's ready if the Texans should need him. And it's like, dude, no. No. Jamarcus Russell is not the answer. Let's understand that. I don't want to be a part of his little comeback thing. I don't even care.
No.
Tim Tebow is not the answer.
Tim Tebow wasn't the answer for Canadian football.
No.
He sure as hell ain't making it back into the NFL.
Exactly. the fact of the matter is there is no answer, but Brandon Weeden is what you have, and Brandon Weeden is what you have to stick with. We were talking about this. There's 10 games left.
Yeah.
Okay? You go out and sign somebody today. They're not playing Sunday.
No.
Especially this is a quarterback. You don't just sign him. You don't just sign and plug. This isn't a receiver or something, which even, not to belittle what that position has to do. But I mean, like Willis McGahee, he was signed on a Wednesday, and he played on Sunday. Not a lot, but he played on Sunday. I mean, a running back, no matter where you are, no matter what the system is, it's put the ball in your hand and run.
Yeah.
There's not to belittle the position. There's a lot of thought that goes into it too, but still.
It's not
the fact is, if we signed someone else, if we brought Tyler Thigpen out of forced retirement or whatever he's in right now, I say Tyler Thigpen a lot, by the way, as that's a name that was heavily circulated after Hoyer went down when the Browns discussed the possibility of bringing a third person in. But anyway, Tyler Thigpen, if you bring him in, he's not starting this next week, and he might not even start the week after that. So you can knock 2 games off of that. At least you're looking at maybe half the season with this new guy. And how long until this guy starts to suck before everybody's like, oh, God,
we
just
need
get rid of
someone
him.
else. Yeah.
Exactly. Listen, Browns fans, I'm sorry, all right? But Brandon Weeden is the quarterback. It's like he's taking us all hostage. There's nothing you can do. Just give up. I'm not saying give up on the season, but I mean give up. Well,
Give up
a little
bitching
bit,
about it and just freaking deal with it. He's the quarterback. Deal with it.
I would support discussion about the issue if there was a discussion to be had. If there was an alternative. But there's not. I do think, I believe at some point in this year, I think Jason Campbell will start a game for the Browns. I do think that. Whether it's through Weeden getting injured or whether it's through Weeden getting injured with air quotes around it, or whether it's late in the season and they're finally like, just get the hell out. I mean, but
Weeden's, look, he was having a pretty damn good game until he threw those picks. So it's not like he's constantly making stupid mistakes.
But the problem is, you're right.
He just makes.
Weeden was having a good game until he threw those picks. Then he wasn't having a good game anymore. Unfortunately, that pick was part of his day. I mean, and this is.
But I mean, you can't. equate one pass into a whole day, though.
That's fine. That's fine.
yes, like the last one cost us the game, and it was completely stupid.
Exactly.
But he still had the whole first 3 quarters where he was doing pretty decent.
And
And you still have to remember, it's only his second year. I know he's old as dirt, but it's only in football
It's
years.
true,
I mean,
it's
he's only,
true.
28? Or is he 29 now?
But you can't. I mean, you can use the second year argument to an extent, but the fact is, it's like, yeah, if this were someone of Ryan Tannehill's age or something like that, they would be getting way more slack. They would. That's right.
You know what?
Because
though?
they'd
With
have
us, though,
more
in Cleveland,
time.
They don't give... Cleveland fans don't give anybody slack. They give nobody time.
I feel like, honestly, when you
get
look
into
at
the system.
when you look at Brandon Whedon's numbers, just in his rookie year, we're just looking in his rookie
He had
year.
15 TDs.
I know. When you look at his numbers in the rookie year, especially he set a record for most passing yards for a Browns rookie ever.
Yes!
That's what I'm getting at. Hold on. When you look at his number, it is certainly reason to be. I've said this all the time. If he was 22, 21, whatever, if he was like Ryan Tannehill, Andrew Luck's age, people would be a lot more lenient even right now.
See,
People would still be kind of like, oh, I don't know. I was reluctant about Colt McCoy when it was finally. I held out a little bit on him. I thought like, well, I don't know. But obviously going into this the last season, I was like, yeah, no, he needs to just go. And he had his time, but he had more time than Brandon Whedon does, and that makes sense. These young kids have a chance to develop into something. And I mean,
but
not to
honestly,
say
though,
he
Cleveland
can't
fans,
get better, but
we wouldn't give a 19-year-old any more time than we're giving Whedon.
I
it's
disagree.
Because we're pissed off that we've been losing so much, and they want to win so bad.
I disagree. I think the numbers he put up last year, like I said, yes, they were good numbers. But I think you look at those numbers entirely differently if he's a 22-year-old. If he's a 22-year-old, all of a sudden everybody's got Whedon fever. And all of a sudden we're all talking smack on everybody else's quarterback. Oh, Roethlisberger's a little bitch. Whedon knows what's up. Well, he is. That doesn't change. But, I mean, the fact is, I really do feel like with his age, I feel like people came into it with negativity surrounding him, thinking this was sort of like this was the last crap move by that organization.
That's the problem is everybody looks at him negatively, and even when he does something right, they're like, oh, he's just going to screw up.
I don't think
And then
he
when he
started
does
with-
screw up, it's like, see, he sucks. But then he does something good again. Oh, he still sucks, though. Well, come on.
Here's what I think of Brandon Whedon is. I think Brandon Whedon, he doesn't help himself at all. I think he plays very well, and I think, well, let me be a little hesitant on that. I think he can play very well in this offense, and I think it is geared towards what he can do. I just think he's his own worst enemy. It's like
Well,
I bet
it's a mental thing with him.
Like he strikes me as the guy. I bet he can't dance. I bet he's like one of those 2 left feet kind of guy. Where it's just like, he's a great guy. Means well, he's just, clumsy kind of guy. Whatever, like good guy.
Not everyone can dance. I can't dance.
Oh, I can dance, but that's not the discussion.
Doesn't mean when I get drunk, I won't give it a shot.
I'm just saying the type of guy he's getting in his own way.
Well, yeah.
Like that last play,
He's
well, not the
trying
last
to do
play,
too
but
much instead of just going with what is
it was
in
a
front
little
of him.
shovel flip fast pass to be intercepted. It wasn't even like what did he really think was going to happen? It reeked of desperation. A man not in control of anything going on. At that point, just I mean, throw it away.
That's his problem is he overthinks everything.
Exactly.
Instead of just dropping back, taking what's in front of him, taking what's there, and just going with it.
And that
he second guesses himself way too much. He just needs to drop back and make a decision.
And that goes hand in hand with the constant complaints surrounding him of holding the ball too long.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it's taking the guy too long to process all of this. And it's unfortunate, but it like the body's fine. It's just the mind. It's really the major issue.
He thinks too much.
It goes back to my comparison of the kid eating paste.
Well, no, because it's not that he's like retarded that he doesn't make decisions.
I know he's not mentally handicapped. No. I am aware of that.
Well, you're talking about him eating glue, but I think his thing is he thinks too much, because there's some people like sports. It's a very fine line between you have to think everything through, but at some point you just have to go, it's just reaction. And you have to find that line between just reacting to stuff and obviously still thinking about what you're doing so you don't do stupid shit. And his problem is he just thinks a little too much instead of just reacting to what's in front of him.
It's true. I mean, it's totally right. And the problem is, I just don't think at this point, I always say to myself, like, well, let's hope he can get better. Let's hope he can get out of his own head, so to speak here. And he hasn't. And that's the problem. The main issue from last season is still here, and it's not going away at all.
And he's still eating paste.
He's
Still not eating paste.
He's still
Get
eating
off
all
his
this
back.
glue.
Get off his back.
He should have a sponsorship with paste, Elmer's or something. Whoever makes paste right now.
No, he just needs to stop thinking. There's some people who need to think more, and he just needs to stop thinking and just do it. But I think he's so afraid of messing up. He doesn't want to make the mistake that he's costing himself, and he's ended up making the same mistakes that he's thinking too much and trying to avoid. It's ended up costing him those mistakes.
Let's just look for a second, though, at Josh Gordon. Kudos to him. It doesn't matter who's quarterback. Even if the quarterback has a bad day or something,
legit.
he's like, I'll find my numbers.
Yeah.
I'll find my numbers. 7 receptions, 126 yards. I mean, that's no touchdowns, but, what are you going to do? Seven catches on 9 targets. So, I mean, he's like, I don't care how bad the quarterback situation is that we're dealing with right now. I'll still get my yards. And I'll get my catches somehow. But, no, it's just, I mean, it's the same problem. It's in my mind, it's an oversimplification of the game. I think it's being quarterback is far more complex and cerebral than people realize.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason that Peyton Manning, with his weird, mangled old body, can still go out there and perform
Peyton
better
Manning
than anybody else.
Is a genius.
He's like,
I don't think anyone understands the game of the NFL better than Peyton Manning. No, I don't think there's ever been anybody who understands this game better than him, because he can go up to the line of scrimmage, read the defense, and know what they're gonna do before that ball is snapped, call the play, and just pick them apart.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. And that's that's what I'm saying is to me, Whedon is he has the tools, and he's in a system that should work for him and everything, with a vertical passing game, and he's got that strong arm, but he just does not have it going on between the ears. I mean, the cerebral aspect of this. He's just, and you watch him this next Sunday. Just everybody at home, just watch him. Just look at him during the play as much as they show him. He picks his receiver right out of the gate and just stares at him.
Yeah.
And I mean, without the thing is, though, with Josh Gordon, obviously Josh Gordon's like, put multiple coverage on me. I don't care. I'll still make a play. I mean, so that's the reason that it's such a big step up from those first 2 games this season. But either way, I'm getting at the point is like, the defense knows where it's going, what's happening this play. I mean, sometimes the defense probably knows what's going on with the play a little bit better than Brandon Whedon does. And I mean, there's no easy way to put it, but like I said at the start of this, there's no other option. Period. This is the quarterback for the rest of the year. Anyone who tries to convince himself that Jason Campbell is an improvement, you're wrong, and you're kidding yourself.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about this is a very scary situation we're in with 10 games left, a very rough part of a schedule coming, a quarterback that's not improving, and a quarterback who's actually playing decent being injured. It's not a fun place to be, but it got to keep your head above water here. You got to be rational about this. The sky is falling yet. It probably will.
I mean, well,
but
you have Green Bay and Kansas City back to back. Yeah.
And Baltimore.
And then Baltimore. At least Baltimore's at home. And the first time we played,
I don't remember the
technically
score.
it was like 7. It was like what?
I can
Something to
double check the score. That was
it was
what, week
close.
2?
It was a really close game, and we still didn't have Josh Gordon. So
14-6. Wow. Yeah. Holy crap.
So I mean, you figure if we had Josh Gordon, I guarantee we would have won that game.
It probably could have been a win. Yeah.
But so Baltimore, we could probably, and it'll be at home. We could
It'll
probably
be more
squeeze that
manageable,
one
sure.
out. But I mean, you can't.
Right after that is the bye week, by the way. Then in Cincinnati, then hosting the Steelers, hosting Jacksonville, and in New England.
It's just everyone can't get all
so
pissed
on.
off and start blaming Whedon when we lose these next 2 games. But I say that more as when we lose. Because it's Green Bay and Kansas City. Kansas City's 6-0.
Exactly.
Green Bay is still a top-notch team. You can't bank on us winning those games. You can't. even if we do, you will not be able to blame Whedon on these 2 losses coming because these 2 teams are in the top 5.
All right, we're going to cut it with the football talk here in 1 second, but I just think, we've been talking about that final, that throw, that interception, the Browns down 7, trying to march down the field to tie it up and everything, and I just think the best comparison I heard somebody make was he did not lose the game with that throw, but he did not help win the game with that throw. And I think that's the biggest thing, is I think Whedon is I don't think he's as bad as some people are claiming, but I do think he is getting in the way sometimes, I'll say, from getting a victory. And again, there's not someone out there that will help, so give up. But anyways, let's talk some baseball here for a little bit. It is, of course, the playoffs. I don't know about you. I've been having a hard time getting... And maybe, I think it's because the Tribe was in it and out of it now.
And I got pissed off and turned off baseball for a while.
I'm having a hard time. And then it's just, I don't know. And then it's just like St. Louis is just kind of running away with it in the National League. And it's like,
it just
been
seems
there,
like
done
it's
that.
always the usual suspects.
Exactly.
Yeah. St. Louis is Baltimore, Detroit.
None of these teams you can really get excited for. Of course, Detroit and Boston, we're going to hate both of them. And St. Louis, they're, are they even on anyone's radar? No one was talking about them.
No.
Even when they won the wild card.
Exactly.
No one was talking about them.
And then the Dodgers, I think, are obviously the biggest, names and stuff.
But they just went on that huge run in the middle of the season where
yeah.
they went like 60-12 or something ridiculous.
It was something
like
ridiculous because the first half of the season they were playing terrible, and everyone's like, "Oh, we got all these players. We should fire the coach." Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, Don Mattingly almost lost his job.
And then they just go on a tear, and they're the best team in baseball.
Mm-hmm. They beat the Braves. Who were the first team in Major League Baseball to lock a playoff position this season. Fun fact.
They do play in the NL East with Washington and Miami.
That's true. They weren't necessarily contending for a spot, but even still. Either way, the series is as they stand at the moment. I thought it was just going to be a bloodbath, this Detroit-Boston.
Apparently Boston forgot how to hit.
They remembered because the game ended 6-5 with Boston on top. Was it the Grand Slam was to tie it, right?
Yeah, the Grand Slam tied it, and then they won it in the bottom of the 9th.
Big Poppy Grand Slam, and
in the 8th, they got shut out for They got shut out the first game, didn't they? And then they were no hit, and then they were no hit through the first 5 innings of Game 2. Then they got a couple hits, but then they didn't score until the 8th?
Yeah.
Or did they score?
They scored one run in the 6th.
Okay.
Tied it in the 8th. And then scored
so in the first 9,
one run in the 9th. The game was scoreless through the first 5.
In the first 15 innings that Boston has played in this series, they've put up 1 run.
Yep.
That's insane. Hit the goddamn ball, Boston.
Yep. I mean, it's just rough. And I mean, I'm excited about the World Series, It's the World Series, just the pageantry of it. The 109th World Series ever. It's it's exciting, but it's just something about this. And I mean, it's not
It always happens when one of the Cleveland teams makes the playoffs and then they lose. I get really pissed off and I just turn off that sport for a while. The Cavs were good and they always lost before the finals, I'd get pissed off and then I'd try not to watch the finals, and then I always end up watching it anyway.
Exactly, because it is hard to watch. It is hard to watch the finals or something when I would know the Cavs just made this run that just ended short and everything. And it's the same way here. It's hard watching this, especially the first round.
Then they lose, and then I'm like, we should be playing Boston right now. This 1-game playoff thing is just BS.
It is.
And that's part of the reason why I got pissed off, too.
But, I mean, I think St. Louis is kind of having their way with L.A. here.
Yeah.
Obviously 2-0. They play again tonight in not too long from now at 8:07 p.m. on TBS. Maybe that's another problem I have with it. Does anyone just off the top of their head?
They were playing games during the day.
Well, they fixed it. They're playing at 8 o'clock and stuff like that now, especially because they've got to play especially they're about to play tonight in L.A., so, I mean, they're okay over there. But but the earliest game is a 4 o'clock start time on here, which is one game. Well, no, there's one game in each series has a 4 o'clock start time. So tomorrow, Boston and Detroit do start playing at 4.
This is a joke. Playoff games are supposed to be prime
on the hill
time
tomorrow night.
And Verlander's on the hill, and it's a 4 o'clock game. TBS.
Here's the thing, though. Here's
You're
the thing.
run
Hold
by
on.
morons. I'm just saying.
No. This is Fox. Fox did this.
Fox?
Yeah.
You're dumb too.
They both have one at 4 o'clock.
Stupid. Who plays playoff games during
listen,
the day?
I don't
Have you ever
mind-
seen an NBA Finals in the middle of the freaking afternoon?
No,
or the
it's
Super
different.
Bowl.
But hey,
1 o'clock. Super Bowl.
Stop. This is entirely different, though. Because this isn't even the World. This isn't the World Series.
Have you seen any playoff game in any other sport in the middle of the day?
This is one game in a best of 7 series.
I don't care.
I like it. I like it because, and in the
nope.
NL they might not even get to it because if St. Louis sweeps, they're not even going to play a 4 o'clock game. But I like it because I like the idea of one game just being what baseball is. You take a kid out of school, call the kid off of school for the Red Sox game.
I can't call off of work.
Well, that's sad, but that's you can't make all 162 of them. You can't make every playoff game. I have no problem with them putting one in. I'd have a problem if all of it was a 4 o'clock. Across the board.
I mean, 4 o'clock's
Everybody's
better
putting it
than
at 4 o'clock.
1, where half the division series games were at 1 o'clock.
I think, that is stupid, but I have no problem with putting a 4 o'clock game here. Little day baseball. Even if you're at work or something, if you can get your hands on a radio or whatever, it depends what you're doing, obviously. If you're like a surgeon, I don't know what they let you have in there. But, who knows. But anyways, like I said, it looks like St. Louis is running away with it a little bit here. But, Von Erich, I want your thoughts on this. Verlander on the mound tomorrow for Boston, Detroit. Is either side? Do you think that Grand Slam could have been a momentum changer here, possibly swinging it for the whole series?
It could, especially with the experience that a lot of the guys on Boston do have. Not to take anything away from Detroit, because this isn't their first trip to the postseason.
Exactly.
But like you said, Verlander on the hill, but on the other side, Boston's got Lackey on the hill. He's in double-digit wins for the year, so that's who knows if Detroit can get their offense going against Lackey.
What a pitching series! Hey, it's like, you like pitching? Check this out. St. Louis 3, Dodgers 2 in Game 1. St. Louis 1, Dodgers nothing in Game 2. And then over in the AL, Detroit 1, Boston nothing in Game 1. And then the big scoring outburst of 6-5 last night. Whew. I mean, this is insane. I wonder if this is, is this a testament to the status of pitching right now, or are they just tired? Has it been going on long enough that swinging a bat's just becoming too much?
We do see this every year in the playoffs. That it always seems like no matter how good your offense was, a lot of these playoff games, very rarely are they high-scoring affairs.
It makes sense. I mean, you're playing against good pitching. You have to pitch well to get here. And I think there's something to be said about being tired at this point. They've been playing a long time. It's been a long season.
When you talk about all the spring training games and now postseason, we're talking over 200 games.
And I'll say this, we're going to break here, so I just want to say this real quick. But from a broadcasting standpoint of these two series, first of all, Fox, I'm so glad Tim Carver's almost done, because he's looking a little too old. Maybe the sun's fried his brain a little much to be up there talking about things. And secondly, who can tell me where TBS is off the top of their head to go watch some playoff baseball? What happens if you live in one of these cities? Like St. Louis fans, how many of them are thumbing through the TV guide trying to figure out where TBS is? Yeah. Come on, people. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, you're going to find out what's urinating us off. We're going to talk some college football, 3 up, 3 down on that, and so much more. You're listening to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Oh, great. Not another Farm Bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one Farm Bill request at a time.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. And for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more. I can almost taste it. Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Burrito Crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
Looking for a reliable and and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com. MSC Radio Network has just tweeted the following. This bowel movement won't come out. Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/MSC Radio Network. Call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Hey, local bands and unsigned artists. What if I told you there was a place in Cleveland where you can get your merch made and have it sold in one location? What if I said you could bring your CDs and tickets to upcoming shows to this location? And what if I said you could do live acoustic sets at this location? I bet you're thinking there's no such place in Cleveland. Guess what? You'd be wrong. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland, and tell him you need merch made and you want to sell it in his store. Now, how cool is that? You can tell your fans to come down and get your stuff, and I think he'd ship your products to your fans. And he's local. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland today. 216-622-0377. That's 216-622-0377. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and store monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome back to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I'm Von Erich.
and whether you are joining us,
fired up.
Columbus Day. Sail the ocean
that
blue
man,
in whatever the date is.
1492.
14. Thank you. I don't do history. Not my thing.
I know my stuff.
Remember, if
a
you're not
scholar.
listening to the show on your smartphone, simply take your smartphone, search for the TuneIn Radio app, and it's free to download. Simply install, search MSC Radio Network, and you are listening to us live on the go from your phone, wherever you may be. And remember, as always, tweet at us at high_on_sports or hashtag high on sports. Facebook.com/High on Sports is obviously the Facebook. Call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. And check out the website. It is highonsports.net. It has all the contact information I just listed off rather quickly in case you didn't catch any of it. My blog, as well as with weekly contributions from Mark. We got a new one coming up later tonight about Josh Gordon. So you'll want to check that out. All our past shows, like I said, the archive, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Again, that is highonsports.net, one of the greatest websites in the world, I think, and I'm not even biased about it, so check it out. All right, we got a jam-packed second half for you. It is round 2. Let's go. All right, it's time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. I'm getting just heavily distracted by what's coming here from Von Erich. So, Von Erich, why don't you take it away?
I'm very confused.
Well, last night, Redskins played the Cowboys, and a certain someone, which I don't even know who the hell this is.
I think it's Jay Leno from the back.
I think they should probably
kinda look like
remain anonymous for their own safety. They were at the game and didn't want to choose sides, so they decided to wear one of those half and half jerseys. Half Griffin, half Romo. We have the picture of it here.
It's on screen if you want to throw that up, Chris. Griffmo.
And you could just tell by the look of this jersey, something that's professionally sewn, and anyone who goes to a game wearing something like this deserves to be beaten up by both sides.
Look, I'll give it to people who are like related to both sides, because I mean, then
Oh, that woman. What was it?
yeah, who was
Fiesta
dating
Bowl.
AJ Hawk, and it was Brady Quinn's sister.
Brady
or
Quinn's
something.
sister was dating AJ Hawk. I think
So
they're
I mean,
married
clearly
now.
you can't pick sides. Although I would have taken AJ Hawk's side just because he's big and scary, and Brady Quinn's a little bitch. But
True.
But it is her brother. So I mean, obviously, if you're related, but he clearly is not related to both Romo and Griffin.
Well, we assume maybe he is.
I
Look
mean-
how proud he looks.
He's like, yeah, I didn't pick.
Woo! I'm a douchebag. Yeah.
We watched a video last week of a fight that happened in the stands at Progressive Field during the playoff game. Now, if it happened because of someone wearing a half Rays jersey, half
take
Indians jersey,
everything back
I
you
take
said?
everything back. And I'm sorry. I apologize for not being over there helping beat some ass.
Yeah, it is kind. I don't. Why do we know who it? I want to know who it is because I don't understand.
We do not have confirmation on who it is.
That
I can make up
just
some
doesn't make
numbers.
any sense.
We have to protect the innocent.
I'm gonna say it's Keith Olbermann. That's who I pick. I don't know. We have no idea who it is. Clearly, it's somebody because he's like on the field, you know. So it's not just like random fan come stand on the field so we can snap a pic. Like I don't see that happening.
I'm just very confused by it.
I think it could be Keith Olbermann. Does
don't
anyone know if Keith Olbermann wears a watch? I don't know.
Because he has a watch on his left hand. It's black.
Probably a former player who played for both teams or something lame like that.
Yeah, something stupid.
If that's the case, just
Stupid.
whatever the home team is.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's I hate this half and half crap. They had a fun sketch. It was an old Saturday Night Live sketch. They used to always have those people that were like, the Bears. They brought them back for a commercial, actually.
Yeah, the State Farm commercials.
The State Farm discount double check one.
Da Bears.
But it was a whole group of people from like Chicago, that were like,
Did
typical
they bring
Bears
in
fans.
Chris Farley's brother, Kevin Farley?
I don't think he was in the commercial, no. But either way, they did a sketch once. One of the last ones they did of it was after Ditka went to the Saints, briefly, and they had one of their members like snapped and like lost it and moved away from Chicago and moved to like live on the exact like geographical middle between New Orleans and Chicago and spent the rest of his days wearing nothing but half and half Bears Saints jerseys.
That's funny.
And stuff, and that's all I could think of when I see like a half and half jersey. It's just awful. Again,
unless you're related to him,
Yeah,
even if you're
exactly.
related to him, it's kind of just weird because it looks stupid. But
I'll give it to the
Yeah.
moms. The moms that have like
Yeah.
the kids that wound up with two different teams. Sure.
because like Peyton Manning's and Eli Manning's parents.
Now, there's some situations where no, you should pick one. The Gronk family, the Gronkowskis, have like 100 kids.
Yeah.
And like 3 of them are playing football right now, and like 4 of them are on their way. They're all 5 going to be, like however many of them are going to be in the NFL and stuff. Clearly, Rob is your superior child. And you should only wear
Clearly.
Patriots.
So it's like the Duggars.
It's like the Duggars, but with football, exactly.
Okay.
But no, unfortunately, I know what it is. I get it. My mom's obsessed with that. 19 kids and Please Kill Me, I think it's called, or something like that. But anyways, yeah, no, I mean like a situation like that, like clearly Robert Gronkowski's your dominant
19 kids and 100 vagina stitches. That's
child.
what
Oh
it's
God,
I think I've seen that show.
I think I heard of that.
That's on Netflix.
Oh God, I don't want to see that. Not
Ow.
even a little bit. Anyways,
Yikes.
so thank you, Von Eric, because half jerseys are completely stupid. All right, and now I'm gonna. Oh, you got one?
Yeah,
You're gonna.
a little
Okay,
bit.
all right, go
All
ahead.
right.
You go ahead. Go ahead. You all right?
All right,
Anyways.
let's get fired up. This is High on Sports.
Yeah, let's get high on
Anyways,
sports.
This
Get
is
it?
kind of
Go
something
ahead.
Von Eric brought up. Was a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
With the Redskins name
Oh yeah.
and
More
Obama
on that
spitting
stuff.
off his mouth, getting into sports when he just needs to stick to
Obama
his
briefly
job.
gave his opinion, and you're overanalyzing it. But go on.
But is freaking last night during the Sunday night game, I had to sit and freaking listen to it all goddamn night long about they're fucking freaking whatever his name is.
Bob Costas.
Yeah,
he's a
was sitting
broadcasting
there.
legend.
They were talking about it too, because obviously the Redskins were playing. And they're talking about, the Redskins name controversy, blah, blah, blah. I'm so freaking sick and tired of hearing all this crap about sports names. Deal with it. Everybody's got to be so goddamn politically correct nowadays that I'm freaking losing my mind. Who gives a crap? The team is named the Redskins. Deal with it. How many Indians are left? It's 2013.
Okay, now see that. Now that's what's
That's a little
called.
bad.
That's what's called
Okay.
going too far.
She went there.
It's Columbus Day too. This is like one of the worst days ever for that.
I might have just went a little too far there, but still.
Probably, yeah.
It's just a name. Who cares? I don't understand. Just like people always bring up the Indians. Why? What is wrong with having a team named the Indians? What is wrong with it?
I don't know.
Really?
I'm 164th Cherokee, so I'm
Because
164th offended.
eventually, then these animal freaking rights activists can be like, oh, you shouldn't have sports animal mascots. It's offensive to the animals.
Okay, see now you're comparing minorities to animals again. Like this is not. I don't like where this is going. I don't like it
just-
at
I,
all.
on
It's
the
a
other
broad-
hand, like it a lot.
It's a broad
keep this up.
generalization. It's just I'm so sick and tired of everyone being so politically correct. Just deal with it. They're named the Redskins. Who cares? It's a fun. If someone wanted to create a sports team and name them the White People, I'd be completely okay with that. I would be. I would not be offended at all.
All right. Well, hey, I want everyone to remember that all the voices,
The North Dakota white people.
Yeah, I would not be offended.
the voice you just heard was Ashley, not Ralphie. Ralphie.
I'm just
Ralphie
saying,
has
would you
views and
be
opinions separate-
offended? Would you be offended if there was some sports team named the White People?
If they sucked. I mean, if they're
No,
from
no.
North Dakota, they would.
Now,
so.
say for instance, the Golden State Warriors for their new mascot, they got like some kind of like African tribesman, like a proud like warrior from like one of the tribes over in Africa, whatever they may be called.
Now, see, like, I get where you're like, your words are, like, making sense, right? I'll give you, like what you're saying adds up. Like, they get some kind of, like, warrior, but I feel very uncomfortable
Why?
thinking about it.
Why?
I think about it, and I think, I don't think...
What about the fighting Irish?
What
A
about the
drunk
fighting
Irishman?
Irish? They have a drunk little leprechaun as their mascot.
Yeah,
That's a fair
You don't
point.
think they...
Their mascot has been drinking since 5:30 this morning.
But the Irish love that. They're like, hey, that's just like me.
See? They're okay with it. I don't understand why one set is okay with it, and then everyone else is like, no, this is not correct. This is bad. No, it's not bad. Like, you have a football team named after your people. Why would you not be
How
happy?
about this? It's Columbus Day. We have a city a couple hours south of us named Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, yes, right.
We get a new sports team there. They're called the Columbus Invaders, and it's just their mascot is a bunch of dudes getting off the ship with weapons.
Okay, see, that's another one where I don't think that's cool. I don't know.
Why not? Who cares?
Awesome.
I don't know.
Right? That would
The
be
Columbus
that'd be pretty bad.
Invaders.
That's a pretty good name. Invaders. It's like intimidating.
But it seems like you're just
What are
making
you
a
gonna
joke out of the fact that we invaded and killed their people. Like, it's just kind of like, hey,
Well, do you
remember?
see the
Buy our hats.
correlation here, where I'm going with
I'm
this?
just saying, that would be a lot more intimidating than if they named it something stupid. Like, the Pelicans.
Like the Crew, an actual Columbus team. Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
they're
understand.
A
I
crew.
don't get that. It starts with a C, so that's
they're
how that
they're
happened.
a crew. I don't know.
Then again, I don't understand why we're the Cavaliers. But again, that's just because it starts with a
well,
letter
maybe
C.
a person whose relatives like 300 years ago were Cavaliers and they don't like it.
That's a
or what about
job,
the
though.
Spartans?
That's-
Yeah, what
different.
about all the descendants of the Three Musketeers? I'm sure they don't appreciate us being called the Cavaliers.
You
What
know, maybe
about
they're
the
offended. I don't know.
Spartans? Spartans don't get offended?
What about the Braves? They're not going after the Atlanta Braves?
No, they probably do, because there's the Braves, and they always bitch about the Florida State Seminoles,
And then walking
because
around
they do that thing with the tomahawks.
That would be more offensive, you think?
We'll bring it even more local. There's a high school around here, just outside of Cleveland, Parma High School. Their name for ever since I could remember, probably since the school started, was always the Parma Redmen. Just recently, in the past few years, they changed the name to where they're just the Red.
Are you serious?
My least favorite one was St. John's,
That's lame.
where they became the Red. Was it Red Mist? And it's like, what is Red Mist? Like, you're named after Mist now.
Yeah.
I don't even understand
See, and that's
that.
because everyone's so afraid of offending people nowadays. You know what? If you're gonna get offended over something, just grow a pair. Grow a pair. And stop letting little shit offend you.
I mean, it's a fair point, but again, I see where, like, how some people would have a problem with Redskins. I mean, my thing on it is I honestly don't even care a little bit if they change the name Redskins. I don't care about the Redskins. I have no affiliation towards the
But
Redskins.
then after that,
So
their
what?
next move is gonna come to the Indians.
You're worrying about the next move and the next move and stuff. I'm just looking at this move.
I'm so
I don't
irritated.
care.
I'm trying to watch a goddamn football game, and all I hear is people whining about a goddamn team.
And the
name.
Indians is coming. I'm sorry. I mean that one upsets
a
me.
joke.
But it's coming. You have any idea how little MLB is they're trying to kill and bury the Chief Wahoo logo. It is nowhere now. All of a sudden, you got every hat has got a C on it.
It's a joke.
The hat is still used,
because
the
they're
Chief
so
Wahoo,
afraid
but they're trying to get rid of it.
offending just they're so afraid of offending one person that they're gonna piss off a whole million people because we can't offend anybody.
I don't know.
You know, people just need to grow a pair and deal with shit.
I don't hear anyone
Instead of
complaining
crying about everything.
that basketball team over in Israel, the Jerusalem Penny Pinchers.
Okay. No, I guess that one gets a free pass.
Because they get to live by their own rules. They don't have to be all politically correct all the goddamn time.
No, actually, that one's not real.
I'm just saying. Well, I'm saying I know it's not real. Clearly, I'm not retarded. I'm not eating glue like apparently you say Brandon Wheat eats glue.
Paste.
Paste and glue is the same goddamn thing.
paste is more of a meal. It's thicker. Glue is like a beverage. Come on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'd be pretty tough to eat glue with that little dipstick they give you.
Exactly.
You just get the glue bottle.
Anyways, mine, I'll make this quick, but I just wanted to bring up my yearning up because it was something that really rubbed me the wrong way. It was his Texans fans, and not all Texans fan, obviously. Listen, I get it. You don't want a quarterback in. Listen, I'm from Cleveland. We know what it's like to watch a quarterback play on Sundays and want them out. It's only been happening every week since 1999. There was maybe 1 year where we supported the quarterback, and that was most of the year, not even all of it, in 2007 with Derek Anderson. But other than that, we're accustomed to having a guy in that you want out. But when a player is injured, you do not cheer.
No.
You can cheer them being benched, them being switched out, something like that, them pulled out of the game where enough is enough, get out of here. Go ahead. But not when he can't play because he's hurt.
Yeah, no. That was not a good move.
I mean,
that was bad.
And by the way, to Kubiak's, the coach of Houston, dude, you need to bench him. if he plays again because of this injury, you should probably have him on a pretty short leash. They're 2-4 right now. They started 2-0.
Yeah, but I mean, how many good seasons have they had? He's having one bad year. He's had what, 4 bad games, and everyone wants to bench him.
He had 4 games in a row with a pick six.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm just saying I think they're probably giving him too long a leash, but I understand they don't have many other options.
And the fans were cheering that Schaub got hurt, and they're like, "Oh, we want TJ Yates." What does TJ Yates do? He throws a pick six for 99 yards.
But again, let me stress.
Apparently, Schaub was the better option.
I get what they're doing. I get that they're happy because, on a losing team, the most popular guy in town is the backup quarterback. Usually. I don't ever see Jason Campbell becoming the most popular guy in this town. But they always say the most popular guy in town is the backup quarterback because he's the guy that's not in there sucking right now. He's the guy. He's what if. He's what could be. But either way, I mean, and I think TJ Yates, I think he's all right. But you do not cheer when someone is injured. You look totally classless.
Yeah. I
mean, you just look like a bunch of Raiders fans, and it's frankly not okay. Just, cool it down, Houston. But anyways, it's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. This way we end the show every week. A couple of local stuff here. It should be good. Down number 3, we'll start local. Tyler Zeller. Sorry. After already being sidelined with a hip injury, he's now out indefinitely after having his appendix removed. I talked to you last week, right after the show, actually, and I made some kind of joke about Tyler Zeller, how he hurt his hip colliding into Anderson Varejao, and I made some kind of comment about what if he passed off the injury curse into Zeller's body when he collided into him, and now he has to get his appendix removed.
Oh my God!
What's he gonna get removed this week? I don't know. Down number 2, Stanford, first top 5 team to be upset, and it was a 31-28 loss to Washington. Washington went down a spot, by the way. Don't know how that works. Down number 1, yeah, they were 15, now they're 16. Matt Schaub.
Washington played Oregon.
No, they play Oregon next week. What? Anyways, either way, Stanford lost. Our numbers are confusing here.
Yes,
we'll get to it.
Stanford lost to Utah.
All right, then they lost to Utah.
They lost to unranked Utah.
That's right. They did lose to unranked Utah. Utah
Who's
not
the
ranked,
one that
by the
eating
way.
paste now, Ralphie?
I don't know. My mistake. Looked at the schedule wrong. Don't care, though. Up number 3, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Finally win their first game of the year. They're now 1-4 on the season.
That's not an up.
They had a good week.
That's not an up.
The Pittsburgh
When
Steelers had a good
wins,
week.
That's a down.
This isn't who had the best and worst weeks for Ashley. This is who had the best and worst
Michigan
weeks.
lost, though, so it's
That was
still a
pretty
decent
good.
week.
Up number 2, Arkansas Athletic Director Jeff Long, named the first chairman of College Football Playoff Selection Committee. I don't really think it makes sense that he's already an athletic director of a school, so we'll see if there's any collusion or whatever going on there, but it probably sounds like a bad idea. And up number 1, the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. They are now, with New Orleans' loss to the Patriots, now the only 2 undefeated NFL teams in all the land at 6-0. So congratulations, Broncos, and congratulations, Chiefs. Chiefs will be seeing you in 2 weeks.
How about bonus up the Jaguars for covering that giant spread?
Yeah, they did. Great moments in covering the spread history. The Jacksonville Jags. All right, that's going to do it for us this week. Next week, though, we're going to be talking World Series and more NFL action, college football, and all the like. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I'm Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in to High on Sports on MorningShowCentral.com.